Hey, good morning, everyone. How you doing today? The Eagle has landed. It's good to be back in Houston. So this my morning work, and hey, it's 9 days to the Business Growth Conference taking place in Houston, and I'm super excited. So I just want to share a few tips on entrepreneurship, and I want to talk about how entrepreneurs underrate how tough it is to start a business. Please share this video. I want to get more people to join us and share and get more people on board. Okay. I remember having a meeting back in Nigeria with this woman. She's new and wants to start being an entrepreneur. She used to work, salary earner, but now starting her business. And she's raising funds, and we got talking. And at some point I said to her, however hard it is, because she's been so hard raising funds for her business, and she didn't believe it was going to be this tough. And she's learned so much that people can promise you that she went to this person's office, waited hours, and yet didn't invest in her business. And she expected the fundraising to be a lot easier because she's built credibility in that area, even though she didn't own the business, but she's been in that area for over 20 years. And I remember still saying to her, I said, you are still in your honeymoon season as far as business, ownership of being a founder is concerned. I said, you're still in your honeymoon season. I said, however hard it is currently, multiply that by 100. That's still what you're gonna face. I said, but hey, you can do it. I'm willing to support you, and don't stop. And she was a bit shocked, right? She expected me to just say, oh, it's gonna be a walkover. You're gonna just do well in business, don't worry. And I remember saying to her at some point, she was saying, well, I didn't expect you to be this honest with me. I said she said, I thought you were just going to say, oh, I'm going to succeed, I shouldn't worry, and just give all the typical encouragement that she's gotten from people. And then I asked her a question. I said, how many of the people who just give you sweet words have put their money into your business? How many? And she said, none. I said, the people who were more frank with you, were they not the ones who gave you money? She said, yes. And that is the first lesson we need to understand. That in starting a business, good morning. In starting a business, you need to know that a lot of the people who are going to invest with you might not be the people who are laughing with you. They might not be the people who are nice to you. I don't know where. I'm sure it's some allergy started in the plane. I don't know what I'm allergic to in the plane. I don't know. But thank you for joining. By the way, are you guys learning? If you're learning, please type I'm learning. And I want you to share this video with more people, and let's get more people in. I wish I have more water, and I'm far away from home now. Okay. But we're gonna do this, okay? Please share this video and get more people in. So back to my story. And being an entrepreneur is a lot harder than you will ever assume. Every of the businesses that I started, okay, were much harder than I planned. I'm talking about businesses where I take my time, I get mentors, I get training, I even go to universities, I study, I do all manner. Every of them, I've lost money, and I've made more money than I lost. And I have also discovered that they were much harder than I planned. No matter how much I prepare for a business, it's always turned out to be much harder than I planned. And so here's the lesson for all of you. How many of you, by the way, are currently entrepreneurs? If you're an entrepreneur, just type, I'm an entrepreneur. If you're not yet an entrepreneur, you want to start a business soon, type I'm not yet an entrepreneur. Please type that. I want to see the population we have. You are currently an entrepreneur, you're founder of a business, and that's what you do. You don't have a job. Type I'm an entrepreneur. If you currently have a job, but one day you want to own a business, just type I currently have a job. I just want to see the poll to see how many of us who currently own a business and those of us who currently have a job. Okay, so I'm sure I'm even talking to the right demography, and a lot of you will find value in it. So it's always much tougher. Any business you're going to do will be much more tougher than you plan, no matter how well you prepare. So what's the lesson I'm trying to teach you today? 9 days to the Business Growth Conference taking place here in Houston that you don't want to miss. If you're in the United States, you just want to come and be part of the event. You know, do everything you can. I want to see you there in person. But if you can't come, you can join virtually, okay? But I want you to know, and here's the secret I want to share today. No matter how hard it is to start a business, to run a business, you will always succeed if you don't give up. Everybody type, I will succeed if I don't give up. Okay? Everybody type it. I will succeed if I don't give up. The secret to building an empire is just that brutal stubbornness. I won't give up. I don't care what happened. And this is what I want to hear when I meet people. And they're telling me all these big ideas. Oh, the doctor said, what, we're going to make money. All I want to hear is that you are assuring me that no matter what happens, no matter what you see, no matter the challenge, that you will not give up. Okay? Great businesses is for those who refuse to quit. Those of us who build empires are only those who refuse to give up, no matter what we see, no matter what we experience, because entrepreneurship will humble you. Hey, it will humble you. And it doesn't matter anywhere in the world you decide to be an entrepreneur. Whether it's in Africa, it has its own humbling. Whether it's in the Middle East, so you see sometimes you say, this is what I don't like about Africa. Africa, everywhere in the world, entrepreneurship is tough and difficult. Okay? But as long as you don't give up, I promise you, you'll build an empire. That is the real... Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. So that is the powerful thing I've discovered. Okay? As long as you don't give up. I'll share the story with you. How many of you know a man by the name John D. Rockefeller? If you know John D. Rockefeller, you can type, I know him. Right? If you don't, I'm not saying whether you know him in person. Have you read his biography? Have you read his story? John D. Rockefeller is said to be the first American billionaire. Okay? The first person in America to be a billionaire was John D. Rockefeller. But I love biographies. I don't want to encourage you, right? If you decide to say you want to be an entrepreneur, you must love reading biographies, because in some of your toughest days, it's the biography that will keep you up. It's the biographies of other people you're seeing now doing well that will encourage you to keep going. Okay? Is that, some people had challenges too, but didn't give up. Some of these people I love, I admire. So this is what they faced and they continue. That's what we encourage you. So watching one of the movies about John D. Rockefeller, I was able to discover how he was this close to bankruptcy in his oil business, right? People were stealing from him, and they will steal from you in business. So that one you need to know. They will steal from you. People were stealing from him. Everything was just going upside down. His competitors were hard. They came hard after him. They were ready to crush him. right? And it was practically 24 hours to losing everything he's built. And the wife, apparently, because she was involved in accounting or something, had been keeping some money on the side from the business, just saving it. And she brought the money. Of course, he was very angry why she kept that money without informing him. Okay, she was very pissed off with him. But the wife of John D. Rockefeller eventually bailed him out of that issue. And the same John D. Rockefeller went on to become, the first American billionaire. So for me, that was shocking to hear that the man who became the first person to be a billionaire in America actually was this close to losing the entire business. Everything was about to crumble, and he was still able to overcome. So today, let this be the gift I'm leaving with you. Let it be the gift of staying power. Everybody say your staying power is your reigning power. I want everybody to type it. Your staying power is your reigning power. If you can just make up your mind, I don't care what life throws at me. I don't care what my business throws at me. Employees will betray you. I heard a story of, we've never in 17 years owed employees salary. I mean, even when our business were struggling, the highest that ever happened, and that was 10 years ago, was 2.5 months that we couldn't pay employee salary. And when it became 2.5 months, I had to send everybody home. I said, when we have your money, we'll send to you. I'm not comfortable for you to keep working with us, and we can't pay you. And 2 years later, even those people that are left, I still made sure they were paid. But you will hear story. I was shocked when somebody was saying to me, some people reach out to me. Somebody reached out to me and said, it's your employee and a client. And then we're saying, you people did not pay salary and for 6 months, and he needs my help. You will face those things. People will lie. People will betray you. Okay? Your best friends in business, so-called best friends, will betray you. Your competitors will organize other people to pull you down. Even your so-called clients will be misguided, and they will come after you. People will shout and say you are the devil. That if anybody has ever seen the devil or has not seen the devil, let them just look at you. You will face all that, but I promise you, as long as you don't give up, oh boy, the same you will be on, you win the biggest awards. Okay? The same you will be on face of Forbes and Times magazine. Same you, not another person. Same you will be celebrated for your success and your accomplishment, as long as you don't give up in your business. Right? The same you, one day everybody will say, tell us how you did it. Tell us the secret of your business. Tell us how you built this empire. Same you. But the rule is you dare not give up. Okay? You dare not give up. It's simple rule. Don't give up. Can everybody type, I will not give up? Okay? I want everybody to type it. I will not give up. So I'm going to be taking questions, right? Feel free to type your questions, and I'm going to be taking them. If you have any question for me today. But that's just all I want to encourage you. We're at 9 days to the Business Growth Conference. Register either physically or virtually. Send a DM, and you'll be able to get a ticket for the Business Growth Conference. Myself, Dr. Cosmos Maduka, and several other great speakers will be sharing. We'll have a panel on doing business in America. We'll have a panel on AI, the future of AI. We'll have a panel on real estate investment. You do not want to miss the Business Growth Conference at all, right? But if you have a question for me this morning, it's my morning work, and I would like to take your questions, okay? Feel free to ask any question about business, about entrepreneurship. I'll be more than glad to answer. But don't forget the word for today. Don't give up. Don't give up. Whatever you face in your business, you made up your mind you wanted to be an entrepreneur. You made up your mind you want to build an empire. You're the one that know what you saw. You're the one that know the vision. You're the one that understand the dream that God showed you. Okay, so you dare not give up. You dare not let what some people are saying. Nobody knows you better than you, right? People will talk, take their feedback, but move on. You know yourself. You know what you stand for. And don't let nobody intimidate you. Don't let nobody scare you. Don't let nobody, okay, stop you from building that great empire. Imagine Stephen Akintayo, decided to quit, okay, because of I didn't have money, I didn't come from a wealthy background, nobody believed in my vision, everybody was scared for me. Even some of my closest friends said to me, Dr. Stephen, you can't do well in business. You're just too kind-hearted to be a businessman. Business is for sharks. Business is for people who want to, cut corners, and it's not for people like you. You're too good-hearted. And they meant well. They were just saying their own words with good intentions. But I knew I could build an empire. And today, we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. And we're building that glorious empire. So don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Okay, so I have a question from Kelvin. It says, how can I start real estate business from zero level? Okay, good question. If you want to do real estate and you don't have enough capital, I believe that's what you mean by zero level. Okay, you want to start real estate business and you don't have capital. Anywhere in the world, the rule is simple. Start as a property agent. Okay, begin to sell for other developers and get your commission. That's how I started before we founded GTEX Homes and GTEX Land 10 years ago. Okay, which is our real estate arm. I've been doing other businesses before then. I was an agent. I've been an agent for almost 17 years, selling for other companies, making money on the side. So I didn't rush into, day one, I want to start developing properties. I want to start building houses. I want to start selling landed properties. That's not where I started from. I started by looking for credible developers, and I was selling for them, and I was getting a cut. That is how to start. And this will give you three things, right? And there could be more, but let me give three. One, if you start as an agent, you will immediately start learning about the industry. You understand the industry very, very well. Number two, you will create a market before you eventually create a product. So I often share this oftentimes. Great entrepreneurs create the market before the product. Can everybody help me type in the comment section? Great entrepreneurs create the market before the product. Everybody type it. I say it again, great entrepreneurs create the market before the product. So if you want to be a great entrepreneur, create the market first, right? Create the market. Don't rush into creating products. There's a cost of fund. So if you rush, you go and start building houses and you don't even have people who could afford those kind of houses. Then you build the house, you took a loan, right? Interest rates, a lot is going on. Who's going to buy the house? So start by selling for others. Start by partnering with others. We need to understand and love that language, partnership, right? So number one, being an agent, you quickly understand the sector. Number two, you create the market before you now own the product. So meaning you will have gotten so many people will have bought from you when you were selling for other developers. So the day you then start developing your own property, you will have had enough customers who will immediately become your customer and start buying from you when you are now the developer. Okay? Number three benefit of starting real estate as an agent is that you make instant money, right? So I'm here now in the US, and we're expanding $200 million property. Have not made a first profit, right? It's over a year we started now. I've not made the first profit. Okay, we're still raising funds to in that phase of acquisition, right? But if I started by selling for other developers here in the US, what happened? I will have probably, at least worst case, I will have sold 5 properties and I will have made enough money instant. So you will quickly be able to start making money if you start as an agent. That's one of the benefits. So starting real estate ground up, I will say start by being a property agent. Fire brand events says, where do I start to begin to build system and structure in one's business? Good question. So if you want to build system and structure in your business, the rule that I give is that you want to quickly get a consultant. You need to get a management consultant. Now, how many of you have a management consultant working with you in your business? If you do, type I do. If you don't, type I don't. You need a management consultant. You see, not every aspect of business you can do all by yourself, right? Some you need to work with consultant. Yes, there are phases of your business where you cannot afford a consultant. That's okay. And at that point of your business, then you have to read more. So you need to read more books on management. You need to read more books on strategies, right? Because at this point you can't afford yet to employ a management consultant and pay a management consultant. So at that point, yes, you can start by saying, hey, I'm just going to be paying professionals, or I'm just going to learn it by myself so that I start implementing in a small way. But either way, management consultancy is what is critical to building structures. But if you can't afford one, read books on management, read books on being a good manager, read books on leadership, read books on management. Management is one of the toughest part of business. But if you understand management, then you understand how to put good structure. So start by going for seminars, conferences. That's also why conference like Business Growth Conference exists. In conferences like this, we share our management principles. We share our management strategies with you, right? And you can start picking it up from us, even if you can't afford to hire a consultant. Like I said, if you can't come for the conference physically, join virtually. We have the virtual option as well. Or if you're in the United States, people are traveling from different parts of the US to come listen to the Business Growth Conference. It's a 2-day event, but it's going to change your life. I promise you. This is something you want to send to people you know, to friends, to different loved ones, and say, hey, Dr. Steven and Dr. Cosmos Maduka are putting together a Business Growth Conference here in Houston, Texas. Let's go for it. Or you go for it. I'm not in the US, but I encourage you to go for it. So spread the word to the business community. But this is powerful, right? And that's the answer. One for Shadrach. Chiwebu says, thank you, Dr. Steven. I am Shadrach Chinwebu, watching from Lagos, Nigeria. A situation where you are finding it difficult to succeed. The more you try, it gets worse. What do you do? Now, the more you try, what? Is it in business? Is it your career? What's the challenge, actually? I'm not sure I got that part. But here's what I need to know. It's darkest, okay, before dawn. It will get worse before it gets better. And the fact that things are getting worse doesn't mean they are not getting better, right? The fact that things are tough does not mean you are not close to some major breakthroughs. So don't let the situation fool you. And I understand we're often in that position where it looks as if things don't want to get better. Things keep getting worse. Nothing is getting better. I promise you, it is darkest before dawn. So don't give up. That's just the word. Just keep at it. Yes, you may change strategy. This is why you need books, you need trainings, you need, the kind of things I'm sharing with you, right? You need inspiration, you need motivation, right? Some people say, oh, we have been over-mentored, underfunded. All that nonsense. Many of us have started business and we lost all the money. So we need the motivation, we need the inspiration. That's why you just keep feeding yourself with what keeps you going. But keep going. You can change strategy, but don't change the vision. Don't change the vision. You can change the strategy on how to get to your end goal, but don't change the goal. The goal remains the goal, right? The vision remains the same, but the strategy to implementing the vision can change. But don't give up. Millionaire Muftar says, Kelvin, go start marketing same as real estate agent. Steven has company you can market product for. Yes, that's true. You can talk to GTEX. Just go to GTEX and Associates. GTEX and Associates. GTEX is spelled G for goat or God, T for Tango, E for Echo, X for X-Men, T for Tango, right? Associates, you know the spelling, GTEX and Associates. It's on social media, it's on website, and you can talk to them. I want to sell for GTEX, they will give you the process. TY says, as startup and service provider, how do you set price that reflect the value you give out? Well, I need you to know that this issue of pricing, first of all, you must make sure you're setting price that helps you to break even and makes a little profit on the side. But there will always be a time where you feel, and that's true, when you're into service, where you feel you're giving more value than people are paying you for. That is true. So what you want to do, leverage on testimonial. At the period when it's as if you're giving more than you're getting, put pressure on everyone getting value from you to give you testimonies. Let them share the story of the impact of your service, right? And how it's changed their life. As you grow over time, you will begin to attract the kind of people who are willing to pay better, right? But at the beginning, to be honest, okay, most people won't be willing to pay you. I'll give you an example. Today, I'm being dragged for charging $25,000, $20,000 for my yearly one-on-one coaching program. If only they knew that I started one-on-one coaching program 15 years ago, and it used to be free. If I used to call my clients and beg them to show up for my one-on-one coaching program, beg them. I used to beg people to coach them. Beg. Okay? So, life is in phases, men are in sizes, you leave your size part-time. And you must face that reality. You know, there will be a season you're having to give it way lesser. Sometimes you even lose, right? Like when I was coaching for free, I was losing. I was using my airtime to call people. I was losing. But I kept at it, and I kept pushing out the testimonies of those who got value. And today, people gladly pay me. Okay, gladly, with joy, with thanksgiving. You know, good morning. Yeah. So with joy and thanksgiving, people pay me now. Okay? So you must face those reality that, hey, it's a season. But the rule, like I shared today, my motivation today, don't give up. You're an entrepreneur, don't give up. We are paid for not giving up. You see, at the end of the day, when you have a beautiful life, you are able to live by own houses in the UK, in Dubai, in Africa. You go on vacation, you have different stuff. You know, people want to drag you and give you names, but you know that you sweat all the way. And that's why it's then sweet to enjoy your wealth at that point, because you knew you paid the price, right? It wasn't by luck. Adebola says, sir, how will you build an empire? I got a shop and stocked it filled with along the line labor issues, right? You will, all over the world. So you have to face the reality that when such happen, you encourage yourself, like the Bible says, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. You encourage yourself and you move on again. That's just the rule. I lost over $1 billion in Ibejuleki, one of the places we have more than 5 estates there. I lost over $1 billion, but I had to look at the losses and look at the advantage. So I lost about 5 acres of the land, one other land. They started fighting on it. But I looked at it that, okay, now coastal road is facing the road and the value of the land went up because of the coastal road. So I just encourage myself and focus on the potential opportunity rather than the losses. So encourage yourself, regroup again, try and get investors and get back to it again. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We're a solution provider. When you look at what entrepreneurship is at the core, entrepreneurship is really about solving problems, right? It's about defying the odds. It's about moving on despite the challenges. That's what it's about. So great entrepreneurs create market before the product. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So that's the secret. Samuel Ojo says, yes, great entrepreneurs create the market before the product. That's how it works. Let me see. Do we have any question? Okay. Official Dami Larry Adeoye says, how will you navigate through the market research for manufacturing in Nigeria? And will you advise setting up a manufacturing company in Nigeria? The answer is yes. There's a lot of opportunity in the manufacturing sector in Nigeria. So absolutely yes. Market research is, Nigeria isn't developed. Our research is still very, very poor, right? We're not really big on research. I'll give you an example. How many of you know that Google, how many of you know Google? Google, the same google.com, right? Are you aware that Google budget on research is over $44 billion every year? Nigeria's entire budget on everything, road, salary, is $37 billion. So what Google spend in a year on research is more than what the entire nation of Nigeria, spend on the entire nation, right? So Google is how many employees? Google is probably less than 100,000 employees, but spends $44 billion plus on research. Nigeria is over 200 million people, spend 37 billion on the entire nation. So sometimes when I tell people that Nigeria, as a country is poor, right? Yes, we are responsible for our poverty because we have natural resources we do not develop. Because if we can only just add value to our cocoa before we export it, add value to our oil, refine it before we sell it, add value to our gold, we will be a richer country, to be honest. So there's opportunity, but if you're going to do research, you just need to do the manual one, right? Carry sample of the product and hit the street, give people to test it and give you feedback, right? So, but we don't have institutions like in developed parts of the world. Here in America, for example, I can go to every city has a research department for small businesses, that I can go and they'll give me detailed insight about the city, what kind of business will do well in the city. They'll give me all of that here in America, but you're not going to get that in Africa. So you have to do your research directly, right? Get a sample, give people, get them to give you feedback, have a survey, to go and do your survey on social media and say, hey, I'm about to start manufacturing this. Will you guys would like to buy? If you will buy, at what price point will you want to buy? Those are some of the ways you want to go about this. So Bob David says, my question, after building, what is the best way to push to the market to get customers, users? We work on business software management system that help product business with bookkeeping. Well, I think if you haven't built brand, then what you want to do, if you haven't built a brand, is to just give people free testing, right? So if you build a management software on bookkeeping, on accounting, and all that, give people opportunity to be able to download your app or go to your website and test it for free. Okay, that's how you want to go about it. And so if you have over, for example, 1,000 people, 10,000 people that have tested your product and it's working for them, gradually you can then introduce a little amount they need to pay, because at that point there's also they are also a bit addicted to your services, so they won't want to leave if you say pay a token. See what ChatGPT is doing. At some version, ChatGPT is free. VO3, if you are using certain unit, is free for you. So they're giving you opportunity to test. So you will have done a video animation, you like it, and they say, well, you need to buy some units for you to continue to use their platform for your videos. So give people free test. I call it freemium to premium. Okay, from free to fee. That's how you want to solve that problem. Victor, how are you, my brother? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. La Sub-Zero Property, thank you for joining, guys. So I hope you got that value and you learned something today. If you got value, come on, everybody, type I got value, I got value, I learned something. It's my morning walk here in Houston, Texas, and it's 9 days to the Business Growth Conference. You don't want to miss it. The highest, nobody owes as much as Dangote in the whole of Africa, right? It's the biggest debtor, institutional debts and so on and so forth. So building wealth includes, particularly when it comes to business, includes that you have to take some loan. You have to owe vendors, owe people, and things like that. That's normal to business, okay? Official Damilare Adoye says, please, how can I reach you personally? I'm not free anymore. So you want to have one-on-one access to me? I've done freemium. This training now is free, but you want more, you pay. So I charge $2,000 per hour, okay, if you want to talk to me. Or I charge $25,000 per year for people who book me. And I'm not ashamed of it, because I give value. So if you got this for free, what do you think you will get if this were to be a one-on-one personalized sessions for you? Okay, so don't miss the Business Growth Conference. Houston, Texas. It's going to be a great time. Register. You can send a DM now to this number, or to the number attached to this video, and the team will give you the details. It's taking place in Houston, live and direct. You can fly from any part of Canada, US, North America to be part of it. If you can come physically, you can join virtually. People are joining from all over the world, and you do not want to miss an opportunity to learn how to scale your business. Some of us started from zero, literally, and we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. And I think we have a few things to share that will transform your life and transform your business, okay? So don't miss the Business Growth Conference for anything in the world. I love you all. Thank you for watching this and being part of this. Remember to share this video with your friends who are entrepreneurs, who are frustrated, who want to give up. Share and encourage them. Okay? If you will build an empire, the secret is simple. Just be dogged. Just don't give up. Just be rugged. Just keep at it. Just hang in there. Just stay in there. Stay true to the vision. Do not give up until you win. Can everybody type, I will not give up until I win? Come on, everybody. I want you to type it in the comment section. I will not give up until I win. 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 That is the secret recipe to success in life and business. I love you. If you join us late, go watch this all over again. I'm saving it.